Sometimes it's more convenient to have command line access to a tool like ChatGPT rather than having to switch to a web browser, asking your query, copying the result and going back to your terminal. So it's quite possible to do that. There is a very nice application which is called Shell GPT, and that allows you to query from the command line. For instance, in this particular query here, how do I compress all files in a directory which is called output into a gzip archive? So I immediately get the correct command with the option to compress the output, the Z option. It's even more convenient because you can actually issue the command and specify that you may want to have it executed with the -E option. So you get the command which you can execute, and you either execute by hitting return or can cancel that by hitting N. So that's really convenient and quite a time saver when compared with using a web browser. As another example, suppose you need to know how to install a Debian package on Ubuntu. So you immediately get the correct answer. It needs to be done as root, so there is sudo. Then the dpackage utility is used with the -I option to install a package. So again, you get a concise and precise answer with very little effort. The two previous examples use the sh subcommand to specifically ask questions about shell commands. However, you can also ask questions about code, and for this you need the code subcommand. In this example, I want to know how to include OpenMP into the build process of an application when I'm using CMake as a build system. So when I execute the query, I get the option which I could set in order to tell the compiler to generate code for OpenMP. However, this is a little bit old style, and also it's specific to the GNU compiler series. So there should be a better answer here. The model I've been using up to this point is GPT 3.5. So if I specify a more powerful model, such as GPT 4o for the query, then I get a different result, and that actually gives me a minimal example of a CMake file in order to CMake list file in order to define my project, and it also uses the find package function of CMake in order to nicely ensure that linking is done and compiling is done using OpenMP flags. Note though that this is not for free. You need an API key from OpenAI, and you need to prepay for queries you intend to do. So that goes both for the more sophisticated GPT-4o model, but also for the 3.5 model, which via the web interface you can use for free. As an alternative, you can use GitHub Copilot on the command line. So there is a subcommand which you can install, Copilot, and that allows you to query GitHub Copilot from the command line. So this is the same example as for ChatGPT with the Shell GPT, and in this case you see that after a while you get the same command and some explanation about it. So that's a good alternative for those of you who are in academics, because you typically do have access to GitHub's academic program and also access to GitHub Copilot.